Reese preseason part 2. Let's get it. What they say about layups, harder than nuclear physics. Bang! She's a point forward now, and nobody's more excited than opposing defenses. Time for the vintage underhand scoopity shot from 3 feet. Yep, there it is.
In the electric chaos of the fourth quarter, the hardwood became a stage, and the players were performers in a high-stakes drama. The crowd roared, the tension crackled, and yet, amidst the frenzy, one team stood unshaken, their composure as steady as a metronome. How did they do it? How did this squad keep their cool in an atmosphere so charged it could have powered a small city? The answer lies in their ironclad defense, a fortress built on trust and teamwork. Their opponents, the Beavers, are no slouches. Known for their offensive firepower, they can light up a scoreboard faster than a summer wildfire.
They put on a show in the fourth quarter, but how did this team keep calm, keep your composure, and especially in an atmosphere like this to finish it out?
I think just staying strong in our defense. The Beaver are a really great offensive team, and we know.
But this team, they leaned into their defensive identity, locking down the court like a vault, each player moving in sync, anticipating every cut, every pass. It wasn't just basketball. It was a masterclass in resilience, a testament to the power of unity under pressure. Let's zoom in on the star of the night, Napheesa Collier. Oh, she didn't just play a game. She carved her name into the highlight reel with a performance so commanding it deserves its own wing in the Basketball Hall of Fame. Picture this, 26 points in just 25 minutes and 53 seconds. That's right. She dropped 26 points in roughly the time it takes to watch an episode of your favorite sitcom. Shooting 8 for 13, a scorching 61. 5%, Collier was a one-woman wrecking crew, turning the court into her personal canvas and painting a masterpiece. Her opponent, Angel Reese, the much-hyped rookie, was left in the dust, looking like she'd wandered into a lion's den with nothing but a selfie stick. Reese, bless her heart, showed up to a preseason game with all the swagger of a social media influencer. But Collier, she transformed that swagger into a cautionary tale. From the opening tip, Collier owned the floor. Every move was deliberate, every shot a statement. She wasn't just scoring, she was schooling. Her defense so suffocating it could have doubled as a fire suppressant.
So really playing our team defense and trying to lock down that way.
All right, number one, Napheesa Collier absolutely hooked Angel Reese's ass last night. 8 of 13, 6.
Reese, meanwhile, looked like she was auditioning for a role she hadn't rehearsed for. Overwhelmed, outmatched, and outclassed, she scrambled to find her footing. But Collier wasn't handing out participation trophies. The crowd gasped as Collier swatted away shots and sank buckets with the ease of someone tossing laundry into a hamper. Reese, on the other hand, seemed to be searching for an exit strategy, her confidence wilting under the weight of Collier's relentless brilliance. It was the kind of performance that sparks debates, fills group chats, and sends fans to our YouTube channel to relive the carnage. Let's talk numbers because they don't lie. Angel Reese, the preseason darling, managed a meager 10 points on 2 for 8 shooting, with 4 rebounds and 6 assists in 25 minutes. Hardly the stat line of a game changer. It was more like a cameo appearance in a movie where Collier was the undisputed star. Reese entered the game draped in hype, as if she'd already reserved a spot in the MVP conversation. She'd spent the preseason feasting on lesser competition, rookies, G League hopefuls, probably imagining herself hoisting a trophy by June. But Collier saw through the mirage. With a raised eyebrow and a defensive stance that screamed, "Not today," she dismantled Reese's inflated narrative, turning what was supposed to be a coronation into a humbling reality check. If you're enjoying this breakdown, smash that like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more hoops content that cuts through the noise. We're not here to sugarcoat or hype up the undeserving. We're here to tell it like it is. And speaking of telling it like it is, let's give a shout out to all the moms out there. Because it's Mother's Day, and we're celebrating the real MVPs, Mother Teresa, Mother Nature, and of course, every mom watching this while juggling a million tasks. You're the true champions.
51.5%, 26 points in 25 minutes and 53 seconds. She scored 26 in 26 minutes on the...
Back to the game. Collier didn't just play basketball. She conducted a demolition derby. Reese tried her usual tactics. Bully ball, a few elbows, maybe a spin move she saw on a highlight reel. But Collier wasn't fazed. She wasn't one of those defenders who flinches at a hard screen or backs down from a physical challenge. No, Collier built a fortress in Reese's comfort zone brick by brick, until the rookie was left swinging at shadows. Reese arrived with all the bravado of a prize fighter, but she brought a water pistol to a cannon fight. Collier's defense was a masterclass in control, her offense a symphony of precision. Every missed shot by Reese was another note in Collier's victory anthem, and the crowd ate it up. Now let's address the bigger picture, because this game wasn't just about one player outshining another, it was about the clash of hype and reality. The preseason had been billed as the dawn of a new era, with Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark cast as the faces of a so-called rivalry for the ages. Fire versus ice, TikTok versus talent, drama versus dominance. The media ate it up, hyping it like it was Allie versus Frazier.
And you got some of those folks obviously tuning in for basketball. But is it because of Angel Reese or for the best interest of the Chicago Sky?
Speaking of primetime, let's give Caitlin Clark her flowers, because she's out here rewriting the script. While Reese is chasing headlines, Clark is making them. She doesn't need to manufacture rivalries with cryptic tweets or theatrical gestures. She just drops 25 points and 10 assists, then leaves the court like she's got a grocery list to tackle. The idea of a Clark-Reese rivalry is laughable. It's like comparing a Michelin star chef to someone who microwaves instant noodles and calls it cuisine. Clark is a polished superstar, orchestrating offenses with the precision of a conductor. Reese? She's still figuring out how to stay on the court without turning the ball over. And let's not sleep on Napheesa Collier, the quiet assassin who doesn't need a spotlight to steal the show. She's not out here tweeting her highlight clips or dancing for the gram. She's too busy dismantling offenses like they're flat-pack furniture with missing instructions. Collier is the kind of player Reese should be studying, a master of focus, tactics, and execution.
Team, and you want to see them win ball games. Now, for the record, Tyler Marsh, I think, may have this team better than I think they do.
Her defense on Reese wasn't just a shutdown, it was a revelation. It peeled back the curtain on Reese's hype and exposed the gap between potential and performance. This wasn't just a bad game for Reese, it was a wake-up call. The WNBA doesn't care about your follower count or your Met Gala outfit. It cares about skill, grit, and the ability to evolve. Let's break down Reese's numbers again, because they tell a story of their own. Across her preseason games, she's shooting a paltry 35% from the field, layups included. She's averaging around 9 points and 5.5 rebounds per game. For a player who's been hyped as the second coming of rebounding royalty, those are pedestrian stats. At this rate, her next endorsement might be for a step stool, because she's struggling to reach the glass. And don't get me started on the turnovers. She's handing out possessions like they're party favors. Meanwhile, Clark is out there, threading passes with surgical precision, making defenders look like they're stuck in quicksand. The contrast is stark. One player is elevating her team, the other is still learning how to stay out of her own way. For Reese's fans who've been shouting about rivalries and disrespect, here's a piece of advice. Tell her to prove it. Clark earned her reputation through every no-look pass, every clutch shot, every game where she carried her team like it was her personal mission. Reese is carrying expectations she can't yet meet, and the gap between her hype and her output is wider than a canyon. The WNBA isn't a TikTok feed where likes equal legacy. It's a league where legends are forged through sweat, skill, and sacrifice. Step onto that court unprepared, and you'll end up like Reese, boxed out, benched, and exposed. As for the Chicago Sky fans, they've been awfully quiet lately. Before the preseason, they were proclaiming Reese the greatest thing since sliced bread, a changed player who'd spent the offseason transforming her game.
Who amongst the Chicago Sky fans are really and truly basketball fans? Or are they Angel Reese, the content creator fans?
But after back-to-back lackluster performances, the hype has fizzled faster than a soda left out in the sun. 3 rebounds in 1 game. 3. For a player whose brand is built on crashing the boards, that's not just underwhelming, it's embarrassing. Hustle can't be taught, and apparently it can't be marketed either. The Sky's playbook might as well include a play called Giraffe, where they just toss the ball to Reese and hope she doesn't trip over her own ego. Meanwhile, Clark continues to dazzle, scorching nets and steering her team with a confidence that feels almost predestined. She's not chasing clout, she's creating a legacy. The critics who try to tear her down, calling her or presenting every move she makes as problematic or selfish, are grasping at straws. Clark doesn't need to turn every layup into a performance piece. She just plays, and the results speak for themselves. Reese, on the other hand, seems to think every possession is an audition for a reality show. The difference is night and day. And let's not forget Napheesa Collier, who deserves a standing ovation for her role in this saga. She didn't just block Reese's shots, she blocked her entire aura. Collier reminded everyone that real WNBA veterans don't need hype to make an impact. They just show up and dominate. Her defense was a masterclass in discipline, her offense a clinic in efficiency. Every missed shot by Reese was another feather in Collier's cap, another reminder that this league rewards substance over style. As we wrap up, let's talk about the bigger picture. The preseason is just a warm-up, but it's already exposing cracks in Reese's game. If she's struggling to keep up with Collier in a meaningless game, what's going to happen when the regular season kicks off and playoff contenders start circling? She might want to start practicing for the All-Star Game dance-off, because her on-court highlights are looking sparse. Clark, meanwhile, is gearing up to drop 30-point game.
How about it? Bang! More time at the free throw line. How about that? Bang! I heard the Chicago Sky are running a play called Giraffe. It's where they just give it to Angel Reese and she just goes ISO. Hey, don't get the zookeeper. This one's